Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another Minnesota Twins game review. Big game here tonight between the Minnesota Twins and the Miami Marlins, but of course even bigger trade news going on around the MLB where the Minnesota Twins were affected by the trade, not directly but indirectly by Trevor Bauer being traded to the Reds for Yasiel Puig, Franmil Reyes, a couple of other players in there as well. Go check out that video if you haven't already. Of course, I explain how this affects the Indians moving forward in the AL Central race, how they're going to make the playoffs and all that sorts, but also the Twins are going to have to make some moves now. Indians have just spiced up their lineup. It'll be interesting to see what they do, and of course moving forward against the Indians the rest of the season. But again, go check that out. Trevor Bauer traded to the Reds. Big news tonight. I'll link to it above my head. Go check it out. Let me know what you think. But now this game. This was a very important game for the Twins because Indians lost tonight. A big loss against the Astros. Finally, they get to play somebody other than Tigers, Royals, or Sox, right? But a big win tonight for Houston. A big win tonight for the Twins over the Marlins, 2-1. We needed this victory. I tell you what, not only because Cleveland lost, but because the Miami Marlins are a very, very struggling team right now. I mean, the exact opposite records. I think everybody's maybe a little surprised about how well the Marlins are doing this year. They have a bunch of good pitchers, young pitchers. We'll go through it tonight, of course, but 41-64, still, of course, on the losing side of things. One of the worst teams in the MLB, but 40 wins. How many wins did they get total last year? Wasn't it like 40 or 50? So, I mean, hey, at least they're up to that mark. At least they probably won more than 40 games last year. But you know what I'm saying? The Twins, of course, the opposite of that, 65-41. Big win tonight for them, 2-1. It really wasn't that exciting of a game. There were a couple of exciting plays that happened, but, I mean, very low scoring. 4 hits for each team. How about that? When was the last time that happened besides, well, what was it, Saturday for the Twins when they got beat 5-1 by the White Sox? But, hey, I mean, you take what you can get, right? And you get these kinds of wins sometimes. And it was a great pitcher's duel between Gallen and Odorizzi. Odorizzi struggled a little bit. We'll talk about that, but Gallen, well done by this young buck here. 7 innings. He's 23 years old. One of these up-and-comers that they got for Marcell Ozuna in that trade. Think about this. Just a couple of years ago, 2 years ago? 3 years ago, maybe, they had Marcell Ozuna, Christian Yelich, and Giancarlo Stanton in the outfield. How about that? Stanton, Yelich, and Ozuna. And now all of them are gone. And it's crazy. But Gallen was the guy who they got in that Ozuna trade. He went 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 8 strikeouts. He did walk 3 guys, but that's an incredible performance. That is like Smeltzer-like. I mean, that's what he did in his debut pretty much. Gave up hardly any hits, barely any runs, and struck out a bunch of guys. 8 strikeouts for this Twins team on 11 strikeouts total for the night. But very, very well done by Gallen. And now Odorizzi on the other side of things. 5 2/3 innings. Didn't get very far into this game. Did struggle a little bit. Still threw 103 pitches. Only 68 strikes. That's what I'm saying. He wasn't really on tonight. I mean, the first couple of innings he did really well, but as he kept going on later and later, more and more of a struggle. He did only give up 4 hits, though. I mean, that's crazy, right? And he only walked 1. I mean, he was just getting a bunch of 3-ball counts and then 3-2 counts and then foul ball, foul ball, foul ball. We've seen it before with the Twins, but you know what? He got the win. That's what's important for him is now he's at 12-5. Probably not going to win 20 games. I don't even know if he can, pitch 8 more times this season. I mean, we're getting down there. We're at the beginning of August here in the next couple of days. So I don't even know if he'll get, I mean, he probably will get about 8 more times to pitch. So I don't know. It'll be a stretch to get to 20. But, that's great to get his 12th win. 12-5 on the season. That's great. But I do want to ask you guys a question here. What do you guys think about pitchers having to bat in the NL? Because the Minnesota Twins obviously had to go to Miami. They've done that with the Mets. They've done that with the Phillies this year. Washington and the Braves. Washington and Atlanta come to the Twins this year. The only interleague teams that's the division they played this year was the NL East. But what do you guys think about Odorizzi and the rest of the Twins having to bat? I mean, tomorrow, I don't know who's pitching. Is it Barrios tomorrow, I believe? And then it's Big Mike on Thursday. How about that? Big Mike swinging a bat? I don't know what you guys think. I personally am of the belief of if you're going to have 2 separate leagues, so one with a DH and one with the pitcher batting, I think you should default to the DH. I don't think that the pitcher should have to bat since there are two different leagues, but my opinion would be that both leagues have pitchers batting because it does really add a different aspect to the game. Granted, you are possibly, at least in this day of age, if you look at it right now in this time frame, you've got guys who can't really swing. They're designed to be pitchers, right? So they're going to strike out. They're going to, be free outs, not necessarily, but you know what I'm saying? I would personally be of the belief that if every single, team had to put their batter have their pitcher be a batter, there would be a lot more two-way action like Ohtani, Babe Ruth kind of players. I think that would really do a lot for the game. Also, if you've got, pure dominant pitchers like Odorizzi who are just pitchers, I think it would still change the game on, being able to bunt and stuff like that. So that's of my belief. I am personally of the belief that, yes, every team should bat a pitcher, but since that's not going to happen, nobody's ever going to change that. I think it should default to the DH. I hope that makes sense, but I definitely want to know what you guys think because this is, interesting. Every couple of, times a year, the Twins have to go to an NL team and bat. So it's just kind of interesting. I think it makes it harder for the Twins to win these games, because Gallen, he is in the NL. He's used to batting. It does make it harder for the Twins. So I don't know. Maybe that's just my opinion. I have no idea. I want to know what you guys think though. But he actually didn't do bad. I mean, Odorizzi got 2 at-bats. He did go 0 for 2, but he had some solid hits. I mean, he hit a solid line drive out to right field and a solid line drive to left field. Of course, they just hung up a little bit too long, but he was squaring the ball up. That's what's positive. And he took some big swings at it as well. I mean, he wasn't going up there to stand in the box. So, other than that, though, I mean, it was pretty, I wouldn't say boring of a game. Maybe I said that earlier. I don't know. But it wasn't that exciting. I mean, there were literally 3 runs, 4 hits for each team. We made an error. That's it. 2-1 was the score. And we have made 8 errors in the last 5 games. That's incredible. That's bad. But fortunately, not unfortunately. Fortunately, it did not hurt us tonight. Granderson was stranded on third base for that error, but Granderson, he was really good tonight for the Marlins. I mean, he went 2 for 3. Out of the 4 hits, he had half of them. There you go. Castro also had one, Starling Castro, and Rojas, the shortstop, had one as well. That's it for the Marlins. I mean, if you look at us, we only had 4 hits as well. Kepler, 1 for 4, Rosario, 1 for 4, and Buxton, 1 for 3. Oh, Sano went 1 for 2. Forgot about that. But then Buxton 1 for 3. Let's talk about Buxton's home run really quickly because that is his 10th of the year. That put him up above the double-digit mark, and that is 11 players now for the Twins, which ties a franchise record and is 1 short of the MLB record, I believe, set last year by the Yankees when they had 12 guys with double-digit home runs. I don't know if we will get to it this season. Rise is at 2. Williams Astudillo is at 2. Cave is at 2, I think. I don't know if we'll hit 12 or not, but maybe I'm missing somebody. I don't think so. But 11 guys hitting double-digit home runs. That is absolutely incredible. Buxton absolutely teed off on that curveball tonight. They went down 1-2-3 in the first, 1-2-3 in the second, 1 down in the third. But Buxton came up, hanging curveball, 401 feet out towards left field. Absolutely destroyed that curveball right there, and that was the difference in the game, basically. I mean, Miguel Sano, he also came up and had a solid single, which scored Rosario from first base. That was great, too, and that was, again, all the scoring that happened. So, if you want to look through the plays, because why not, the third inning, Byron Buxton Home Run on the first pitch, the curveball, that was great. And then in the fourth inning, we did take a 2-0 lead on Polanco's leadoff walk. Then Garver struck out. Eddie Rosario grounded into a force out at second base. He was on first base, and Miguel Sano doubled, but he was able to score from first base. And, of course, that was it tonight. In the bottom half of the fourth inning, they did score 1 run that cut the lead in half, but it was not enough as with 2 outs, Starling Castro came up and singled, and then Granderson doubled him home right into the right field corner. The throw home was good, but it one-hopped Garver, kind of weird, and he wasn't able to hang on to it. So that was it for tonight. But again, in the box score, 1 for 4 for Kepler, 0 for 3 for Polanco with a walk. Garver went 0 for 4. He's been struggling lately. He's on like an 0 for 16 or 17 skid right now, dropping his average down to 279. I mean, he was up to 300 for a while. His OPS is now 983. He's really gone down. But then Rosario 1 for 4 with a run. Sano 1 for 2 with an RBI and 2 walks tonight. Good for him. And Arise went 0 for 4. Tough night for him. He's kind of gone down just a little bit, but still batting .357. I mean, nothing to worry about there. But Gonzalez also 0 for 3. Buxton 1 for 3. Odorizzi went 0 for 2. And Scope had an at-bat as well in there, but went 1 walk. That's all he had. 0 for 0 with a walk. So that was it, though. I mean, it was a very pitchers-based game, and Odorizzi and the rest of the bullpen got their job done. Sergio Romo, I didn't really mention it, but Sergio Romo had a very good, clean inning tonight. He did hit a guy, I guess, but other than that, got out of it with 1 strikeout. He looked good in his Twins debut, and Rogers got the save with 1 strikeout in the bottom of the 9th. So very good. Duffy also pitched well in 4 batters faced. He struck out 2 and got the rest of the guys out. So a very clean game for the Twins, besides the 1 error that didn't come back to bite us. But other than that, a very good pitcher's duel. I guess you get those once in a while. I think they're exciting. But, hey, we got the win. Cleveland got the loss. And that's what we go take into tomorrow. We got to beat up on these Marlins. They're not the best team, so we got to win. Astros got to win. But other than that, that's all we can ask for. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe. Check out the Trevor Bauer video. Check out the other videos up above my head. And I will see you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. Peace out.